Hi guys, and welcome to War Thunder. My name is Azza44 and I'm pleased to be here today to show you something a bit different. I usually do Duel of Champions videos and I thought I'd change around a bit. So if you're used to watching Duel of Champions videos, you're going to have to excuse me, I'm just going for something a bit different as I play a lot of games and I don't have much time to play one particular game and therefore making Duel of Champions videos can be a bit challenging at times. Especially when I've been working on the game all day long and I come home and I just don't want to do anything but Duel of Champions. So here we go for some War Thunder, which is a game I've been playing for quite some time now. And this is a plane I find is very special. Those of you who know War Thunder will have recognized it by now. It is indeed the Ki-45 otsu Toryu, which is a heavy fighter for the Japanese. And it's a rank 5 plane, so it's not extremely strong on many aspects, but there are some qualities to this plane that I find are pretty amazing. As you can see, the roll rate is very average. It's actually quite sluggish in terms of roll rate, but that's not why I'm using it. Here are the stats you'll see on your screens right now. And so yeah, a rank 5, a 60% reward, which is nice always. Repair cost isn't too high, so it means that, you know, if I am shot down, it's not too bad. It's repaired quite fast, which is nice also. But what I'm looking at mainly here is the max speed and the turn time, which I find, as well as the rate of climb, which is really good. And all of these basically, for me, are the main things I look for. I am playing historical battles, that's why it's a bit slow right now. And so 556 kilometers per hour. Yeah, if you are used to miles per hour, I'm not sure how many miles per hour that would make. Probably around the region of 350 miles per hour. Something like that, maybe 400, I don't know, something around there. But what I really like is the turn time on this. For a heavy fighter, it's pretty good, if not absolutely stunning for a heavy fighter. Two-engined heavy fighters, which means, yeah, it's got an excellent rate of climb, 22.8 meters per second, which is really high, which is just about one of the highest in the games right now. I believe it's only beaten by a few of the BF109s, sorry. But that's it, really. The rest is pretty standard. But then if you go down to look at the armaments, now it's got amazing armaments. It's got 120mm and 137mm. Now remember, this is a rank 5, which means that it's giving you some amazing firepower. The downside of that, the drawback though of course, is that it only has 50 ammo for the 20mm and 16 ammo for the 37. So if you're going out in historical battle, you're going to have to be extremely careful what you do. So yeah, it has got one small turret, which is nice as well. You never know. Rank 5 planes can be taken down quite quickly by a turret, although it is only a 7.92mm machine gun here, so it's not going to be doing much. It's a 2-man plane, so if my pilot gets knocked out, it's end of the game for me. Do remember that on bigger bombers, when you have 2 pilots, you have to knock out both pilots to be able to kill the planes, and you'll see why I'm telling you this. It does become quite important as we go on. Now, historical battles I always love because it gives you the opportunity of being more strategic, and you have to be more careful with your choices and what you decide and how you play the game, how you use your planes, as the planes will react much far from what you'd be expecting in arcade battle, and they're heavier, they're harder to turn, they'll break off if you take too many G's in a turn, and if you go too fast. But the first thing I do in every historical battle is gain as much altitude as I can. Now the good thing about this plane is, first of all, it's considered a bomber, which means that you'll be spawning in the bomber area, which means much higher up than any other plane there, any fighter plane. The second good thing about it is because it's got this amazing rate of climb, which is 22.8 meters per second, you are going to be able to gain so much altitude. I've already gone past the 6.5 kilometers altitude here, and I'm just scanning around for any enemy planes, and this is the first thing I want to do. I want to try and find if any isolated planes out there. These are the planes I'm going to go for. Obviously I'm a bit high now, and I realised there aren't any planes at my level, so I'm going to start leveling it out, going down slightly, not too steeply though at first, because I want to be able to keep on scanning. I see some planes in the distance and I wonder if I want to go for them. I keep looking around me to see what's there. I can't see anything though. I look down, and I know I want to go down, and I'm thinking, yeah, okay, well, this will take me some time to get down to the correct height, so that I can then dive down onto enemies without diving too steeply. So I decided to turn into the sun, which means that if I do dive, it will give me a slight strategic advantage because I will not be visible to most people until the very last moment, which obviously is what I want. Then I noticed there is a plane below me, so I decided I want to go down a bit more, so I cut my engines down in order not to gain too much speed while losing altitude, because that can be a problem here. Don't forget, we are playing historical battles, and there is a good possibilities if you're going too fast your wings may snap off. So I decided to go down for the F4U down there, but then I see that, yeah, I'm just going too fast, so I have to level out here. I don't want to hit 700 kilometers over, because if I start doing that, I could be putting my plane into severe, dangerous dives here. So I dive back down again after leveling out slightly, and this is where something weird happens. I pull out my flaps, combat flaps had been already pulled out beforehand, and suddenly I can't pull up my plane. And this is when I start thinking, ooh, bad, bad, bad. Luckily I turn around on my belly, I turn round from the belly position where I was and managed to get control of my plane again, go into some of those turns, and finally managed to get into a position where I feel comfortable to attack this plane here. Missed it the first time though. Wildcat, it's no longer the F4U, it's a Wildcat. Miss it the first time, and I try coming up. I've got an excellent position here on top of it. Unfortunately he turns into me, which means I just miss it a second time. Now this is when the amazing turn rate of this plane is going to be really nice. I pull my flaps back in, I believe, any second. Now I'm still in combat. There we go, flaps raised, and I follow this guy. I've got 2 engines, which means I've got presumably better acceleration, good dive acceleration as well, but he then goes up, losing speed, which means I am in a perfect position. Now watch this. Bam! Destroyed. That, my friends, was an awesome shot. I'm so pleased, I'm so proud of my shot. I love that shot. And you have to remember, you have to be very careful with your shots. You've only got 16 ammo on that 37mm and 50 on the 20mm, so you have to be extremely careful. I then go back up, gain some altitude again with the energy I'd gained from the dive there, and go for the B-25. It's a nice, lonely, it's a nice bomber here, and I do have some excellent weapons to take out bombers. I don't have much ammo, but this is a perfect target for me, as it will be very sluggish, it will be slow, turning slowly, and it's vulnerable. I've got the upper edge here. I want to keep the high ground on him. So what I'll do is I notice that he's going towards me, slightly to my right. So I want to take him, let him go past and do a barrel roll and fall upon him. There we go, that way. Unfortunately though, I'm too steep. I miss him and I nearly crash my plane. So that was a bad move on my side there. There we go. I just barely avoid that. Check my minimap, I see that I have got one enemy going for a colleague of mine on the minimap, but there is a second guy in the back there going for him as well, so I decided to stick to my B-25 here as he's trying to take out our targets, and there we go, perfect opportunity, line up my shots, a couple of hits there. I did manage to kill off one pilot, which is nice, and this is why I was saying at the beginning of the game that bigger bombers have 2 pilots, so you have to take out both. Coming again for the kill, and here I do something that I probably should have been very careful about. I managed to hit the enemy again, but then I hit my own friendly, the Otsu, and unfortunately I'm taken out by the bomber. I do get the aircraft destroyed though, but I'm taken out by the bomber's turrets. So yeah, good and bad play there on my side, I have to admit, but I wanted to show you that because it does give you a nice insight to the Ki-45 Otsu. A really interesting plane for its level, so I'm just going to cut the video here and go straight to results screens for you guys to be able to see what happened there. So here we go. So yeah, very interesting plane. Definitely try it out. The turn time and the rate of climb make it an extremely good plane to be able to use in arcade or in historical. I find that it gets killed off in arcade too fast though, and it doesn't have very many. It doesn't have much ammo at all for historical, so it's going to be a hard plane to fight with or play properly, but if you're lucky with it, you can get some amazing scores. There you go, guys. Thanks a lot. This is my name is Azza404. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. But for the moment, this is me signing off.